Good morning, this is Maginnis class demonstrations, and today we're going to make a ROYGBIV ice cream scoop cone. All right, so we're going to start with just a regular white piece of paper. You'll need something to color with, a pencil, a pair of scissors, and some glue. So probably the first thing we want to start with is the cone. Now I can trace any long triangle for this, but I happen to have some templates with me. Some heart templates actually. So if you don't have a heart template, you could draw half of a heart, draw a line across, and there's your ice cream cone. But if you don't have one, find a triangle, longer triangle, or something to trace like I'm about to do. All right, so first we want to put a little color on this. So I'll probably choose a brown for my cone. And the nice thing is you can do all your coloring before you're cutting. And that way there's no mess. So you can go outside your line, so long as you can still see your line. Now, actually, let me show you two ways to do this. We could do we're going to want to put a texture on here to show that it is one of those awesome waffle or cake cones. So there's two ways to do it. I can draw the texture on there myself. Just some parallel lines going one way. And then another set of lines going perpendicular. That's one way to get the texture. Or if you got something textured in your house, then you can use that to do a rubbing. So I've got this rubbing plate that's got a brick texture on here. And there we go. Now, I'm going to cut this up. And it will help to build all of this on a separate sheet of paper. So I'm going to use this black piece of paper. You can put it on anything, another white sheet or construction paper would be fine. Just something to glue this all down to. Here is the base of my cone, and I want to glue it down here, not straight up and down, but at a little bit of an angle. It'll just be more interesting. And now we're going to make our scoops. Now, again, two ways to do this. Probably the simplest way, find something like a disposable cup here that has a smaller circle on the bottom and a bigger circle up top. And we're going to want to trace the big circle and two smaller circles like this. Perfect. Now, there's two things I can do here. I can erase these lines on the inside, or I could just flip it over and color on the back. But for less chance that I miss with my colors, I'm just going to erase these lines. And we're going to think about ROYGBIV, which stands for red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And the first color, red, we're going to color the first color on our cone. And again, we don't even have to worry about going outside our lines because we're going to cut them out. Just as long as you can still see the lines to do your cutting. Now you could do this coloring with anything, colored pencil, crayon, marker, anything you have available. There's my red. A bit of glue. All right, next scoop. Orange. Again, big circle. Two smaller circles. Erase. Now, ROYGBIV. R stands for red. O is for orange. So we're going to cut that. That's our orange scoop. Do this. Roy, R-O-Y, yellow. Yellow is our Y. I'm going to do a yellow scoop. This. yellow. Now, Roy, red, orange, yellow, G stands for green. Now for our green scoop. Big circle. Two smaller circles. This. I like how this code is almost teetering over. Now, ROYGBIV stands for blue. Let's do that scoop. Make sure to color your scoop all the way in. ROYGBIV, the I, stands for indigo, which is between blue and purple. So we'll do that one next. Big circle, two small circles. Do this. Now, if you don't have the crown that's between blue and purple, you can skip indigo and just do 6. But since I did have them, I'm going to do all 7. And ROYGBIV, the V at the end stands for violet. Last scoop. One big circle, two smaller circles. perfectly okay if your ice cream cones go off the paper somewhat. Perfectly fine. I'm just going to glue the bottom of this because I know that the top is going to stick out. There. Now, I sort of brought a little accent for this. I think it would be really fun to put some toppings on here. But to keep the mess under control, I find a really good way is to get a separate sheet of paper, trace. You could do this with hole punch pieces of paper or pieces of confetti, but I just do happen to have some real ice cream sprinkles or cake sprinkles, so I'm going to use those. I'm going to lay this on here and put some glue where I want the sprinkles to stick, and there we go. You might want to press them into the glue just a little bit, just to make sure they stick. And to recycle that which I did not use, I can use this creased piece of paper to funnel all of my sprinkles back into whatever container I had. And again, you can use hole punch paper or even scraps of paper that you cut out, but there, I just saved it all, practically. And if you want to be really fancy with this, you can add sort of a border just to make it look nice. And there we have it, a decorated ROYGBIV ice cream cone. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Happy creating. We'll see you next time.